Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Maya with Simply Bloom. So today I think we're just gonna do like a September garden cleanup. It's been in the low 60s as our high for like the last week and a half. It felt really nice. We were in the high 90s, too hot for the end of summer or early fall in my opinion for northern Minnesota. So you dropped down to the low 60s. It felt so nice to just go out with like a light shirt on. Lovely. Well, we're back up into the 80s this week, which isn't bad because it means like the garden season will continue on. Normally we have our first frost by the end of next week. It's not in the forecast, so I will take it. I will take more gardening time. I was wanting to do a September garden tour this week, but I have a bunch of asters all over. Really, they're like the only fall interest I have in my garden, and they are just like barely showing color. You see that right there? So I think by next week these will be in full bloom. So I think I'll be doing it next week, but the bad thing about doing it next week is I think my turtle heads will be done. And you know, I've shared these like in the last several videos. You know how much I love my turtle heads. I absolutely love them, but I think they'll be done by next week. So here's the last time you'll probably get to see them, and then next week you can see the asters in full bloom. So today I'm just gonna kind of go around. I know I have a lot of roses that need to get deadheaded and Asiatic lilies that just need to get completely cut back, and just a few weeds that have popped up here and there. I do have a question for you guys though. I have a bunch of balloon flowers lining my driveway, and I love them. They're white balloon flowers, but then I'm not sure what to do in that transition stage of when they bloom to when their seed pods come up. I'm guessing if I like deadhead the seed pods, maybe I'll get a second flush of blooms. Normally, like I said, we have our first frost next week and we never get there, but I like the way the seed pods look. Ignore the grass, I'm getting to that today. So you can see the blooms, love those, but then they look nasty like this for a while. And even if I try to like deadhead it, well, I guess that kind of worked. But then I love these little seed pods. So like this one here is just completely seed pods now. What do you guys do? Do you deadhead it and get a second flush? Or do you just suffer through this slight ugly stage and then the seed pods look pretty? I'm just not quite sure what I should do in that point because like I said, first frost normally just wipes them all out anyways and I never have to worry about it, but it looks like our season is extended, so I'm just trying to figure out what to do. All right, I think I'm just gonna set you guys up and we'll get to work. On a quick side note though, look at this rose. So gorgeous. Princess Alexander of Kent, I love you. Love this rose. There's several other spent blooms that I need to deadhead, and there's several more roses coming. So we'll see if they have time to open. Okay, you guys, so I didn't get as much done as I wanted, but I just found out that we are getting our horses delivered today. I think I talked about it in a video like a week or 2 weeks ago. The first time we were supposed to get them delivered, it's a good friend. She just needed to rehome them, so we said that we voluntarily will take them. She's delivering them to us. She lives about 2 hours away, and the first day we had it scheduled for her to come, it was over 90 degrees. And I know some horses are probably used to that, but we don't get at 90 a whole lot. And then being loaded into a metal horse trailer for 2 hours, we're just like, let's not risk it. Let's not put that stress on the horses. So we postponed it to a different day, and then something else came up for her. So we postponed it again. So hopefully today's the day. But I want to walk you through and show you what I did, what little things I got done today. You know, little by little, it all makes a bigger impact in the end. Then I have to water a few things before we get the last few things ready for the horses. And then maybe I'll show you a little clip of the horses when they come. I know it's not really garden related, but it's just what's going on in my life right now. So yeah, let me show you what I did. All right, this flower bed really didn't have a whole lot that needed to be done. I think there was like one spent bloom. Oh, of course, I always see another one. And now that I'm showing you, I see like more things that need to get done. Like there's a few weeds that I completely missed. That's why I like to go back and show you, because a lot of times I find things that I may have missed. So I'll come back. Actually, my pruners are in my pocket here. And this just kind of works out perfect. So I haven't done an official pruning rose video. So what you want to do, roses have two sets of leaves. They have a set of leaves that have 3 leaves, like this one here. And then they have ones with sets of 5 leaves, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sure you all can count, but I just wanted to show you. So when you prune back dead or spent rose blooms, you want to prune it back to that 5-leaf set. That just, you know, I'm not sure how, but it somehow prevents against disease and pests and all that stuff, versus if you just go back to the 3 set. Now in this case, they're like both right next to each other. So if we were to get a rose at the tip of this branch here, here's like a set of 2 leaves. I'm not sure what happened to the third. Here's another set of 3 leaves, and then the set of 5 leaves is way down here. So I would actually go through and prune it way down here. And I know that kind of seems like a lot, but it just prevents against diseases and stuff. Laura from Garden Answer did an amazing video. Definitely check out her rose pruning video, and she explains everything more in detail. So you'll see, and well, you already saw in a couple of my other rose pruning that I did today, I cut off some like big chunks, and that's because they were such prolific bloomers. They never really stopped blooming, and if I would have gone down to that 5th set, or that set of 5 leaves, I would have cut off a lot of blooms that were coming. So I just like barely cut off the spent rose hip, and I left it, and it seemed to like just keep growing and growing and growing. So it looked like I was cutting off like 10 inches of stem today, and I was, because they're not blooming as prolifically, and I wanted to cut it down to that, for that set of 5 leaves, especially this late in the fall. I just wanted to help reduce its risk of disease and stuff setting in before winter. So all right, next I cut back some of this phlox. I had a few weeds in here that I kind of cleaned up. I cleaned up a lily there, cut that back. So this is the rose that I cut back fairly hard. So you can see there's like one pretty spent bloom on it, but I just left it so you could see the color. It's this gorgeous red color. But anyways, if you don't have that rose, you need to get it. It's zone 3 through 9 maybe, Miracle on the Hudson. I love it. I'm not a big fan of red in my garden either, and it's a red rose. Lighting's kind of weird, but it's like the perfect red, and the foliage is just this deep glossy green, and I love it. I deadheaded this rose, kind of cut back a spent delphinium bloom. That is a Rhytro Echinops. I know it looks like a weed, but it's not. I could have deadheaded this Liatris, but I actually kind of like the way the spent blooms look, so I left it. And then I had this daisy, Rebecca daisy, that I deadheaded, and there was one little bloom that looked great. Right around the corner here, I deadheaded all my phlox. They look so short now. I should have got to that like a few weeks ago, let's be honest, and I probably would have gotten more blooms. I'm not sure if I'll have time for a second flush, but since it's warming back up to the 80s, I might. Okay, you guys, that's all I got done today. Like I said, I'm gonna go water and then hopefully get ready for the horses. I'll try to show a little clip of them and at the end. Super excited. Like, we used to really be big into horses, and when we moved out to Montana and we moved several times, we ended up having to sell them. So it's kind of exciting that we're getting back into them. All right, I will see you later. Okay, you guys, that is it for today. Horses are here. They're getting tucked into their new home. Typically, we let them just kind of acclimate for about a week before we do anything with them. So we're just gonna give them their space, let them get used to their new home, you know, for the first couple days, and then we'll go out, give them some love, but we really won't ride them or anything for like a first week, just to, you know, get them used to their new home. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.